What is up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Guys, today we're talking about a movie from 1961 directed by Mr. Endfield. Now, I've looked up Mr. Endfield. His only, notable movie of note would be the film Zulu. It's considered a classic. So he's got that going for him, but everything else, I'd never heard of it. So, that's that. But before we get started, guys, hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified when I post cool new videos. So, guys, today we're talking about Mysterious Island. Now, this came on, sorry about that, this came on this past weekend on Svengoolie. But I was watching UFC. There was a really good UFC card, and I wasn't going to be able to tune in to Svengoolie to watch it because the UFC was on. So I looked it up, found that it was streaming on Tubi, and I said, hey, let's check it out. Same amount of commercials, minus the cool trivia, but still, let's check it out. So what I did was I put it on Tubi, and I started streaming this sucker. And Ray, now, let me collect my thoughts for a second. This film is really something special when it comes to fans of Ray Harryhausen. And for any of you that this is your first time watching one of my videos, or you don't know who Ray Harryhausen is, he is a special effects guru from the early years of special effects, stop motion, and miniature work, that kind of stuff, before CGI, before bladder effects and all that in the 70s and 80s. He was like the preeminent guy. He was Tom Savini. He was Tom Woodruff. He was Stan Winston. He was those guys for that generation of filmmakers, right? So, and he's done stuff in Sinbad, the old Sinbad movies. He's done, all kinds of classic miniature and stop motion work, and this film's no different. This film is about the Civil War, United States Civil War is going on. They're in a fort, these guys. There's some Union soldiers. There's there's no nurses, I'm sorry. There's Union soldiers, there's Confederate soldiers, there's like a cook. So anyway, there's they escape on this hot air balloon, and they start drifting, and they get swept up in a storm, as one does in these kind of movies. They get swept out over the ocean, and they're drifting for days and days until they finally come upon this mysterious island. And so they're on this island, and, they're trying to survive and figure out what's going on. They run into, different sized creatures. And here's where things get cool. This is where Harryhausen shines, right? We get these giant crabs, and they come out and they snatch up a dude, and they're moving him around. You can tell it's a little felt doll, but back then you're like, oh my God, blowing your mind. And we have, giant lizards and different kinds of creatures that Harryhausen designed and brought to life. And it's basically kind of a Robin Crusoe or Swiss Family Robinson type film, just with giant monsters and stuff. And we get a surprise appearance from Captain Nemo from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, right? He's in the Nautilus. He's on this island, and we find that out later in the film that he's kind of been helping these folks along. That's cool. It ties kind of classic literature into it, and I dug that. My only thing is there are some inconsistencies with the creatures. For instance, we have giant man-eating crabs. We have giant lizards. We have all these different we got giant bees. We got bees the size of Greyhound buses. We've got beehives that they're putting people inside the honeycombs and sealing them up with wax. I mean, these are giant monsters, but then the goats on the island are normal sized. The chickens on the island are normal sized. To me, that kind of defeats the purpose. If you're gonna have this, these abnormally large creatures, then make all of them that way. Have a goat the size of a T-Rex. Have if you're gonna have a dog, have it the size of a small car. Don't cop out You know what I mean? That just feels like a cop-out to me. If you're not going to go all the way, then don't do it, because that would make it more interesting for these people to have to try to survive, because you ain't gonna kill a goat and eat it if it's the size of a BMW. No, that's gonna take you and like 4 dudes with sharp sticks to do that, and that's not plausible. But they don't do that in this movie. They just, and maybe it was a budget constraint. Maybe Harryhausen was like, I don't know how to make a big goat. I don't know. But inconsistencies like that are the only things that really took me out of this film. Other than that, this is one of Harryhausen's best special effects features. When he, from the bees to the crabs, it looks beautiful. And the thing is, the actors, none of them are famous, I guess, for the time. This is kind of a B movie, I guess, if they had such a thing back then. But it really is it's something special, not because of the story and not because of the acting or the actors involved. It's special because of Ray Harryhausen's magic touch when it comes to special effects, and the way he could make those miniatures and that stop motion suck you into the film and make you engaged, and you're just there. You're in the moment with these characters, whether they're good characters or bad characters, whether they're well written or not. You are engaged and you are immersed in this film, because if you were a kid in 1961 and you saw this on a movie screen, you would be like, your face would melt. Your eyeballs would come out your sockets like the dude in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark when he opens the Ark. You just melt, because it was something of beauty. Even now in 2025, it still looks awesome and it's beautiful looking. So I liked Mysterious Island. I wish I would have seen it on Svengoolie, or at least heard well, this guy was in this movie and blah, 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 blah. But I enjoyed it on Tubi. That's where you can check it out, guys, if you want to. It was a fun movie, good movie. Definitely worth your time on a late Sunday afternoon. Check it out. Thanks so much for stopping in, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And as always, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.